Welcome to the League of Nerds comic book segment number 176. I'm John Cooney, here to talk to you about comics released the 27th of May, 2015, beginning as usual with my first five, meaning these are the first 5 books I intend to read this week, and I'll give you a little more depth on them, starting with at number 1, Invincible number 120, Throg vs. Battle Beast Conclusion. Series writer Robert Kirkman talked about how Science Dog led to Invincible on the Stuff Said podcast.
But yeah, we pitched it to Image, and first they were like, no one wants a comic with a talking dog. I saw that Corey did the Super Patriot pinup in Savage Dragon. I think it was like 93 or something. He draws a good Super Patriot. You guys should do a Super Patriot miniseries. And so then I went to Corey and I was like, they don't like Science Dog, but they want us to do the Super Patriot miniseries, and I think we should do it. And he was like, you promised me that if we do the Super Patriot miniseries, we're still going to do Science Dog, because I want to do Science Dog. And I was like, I promise you, nothing will come between you and I doing Science Dog after we do Super Patriot. And then after we did Super Patriot, I found out they were launching the new Image superhero line that had like Clockmaker, Dominion, Venture, and Fire Breather.
Yeah.
And so I was like, I want to be a part of that. And so I was able to talk Corey into like, no, let's they still don't want a talking dog. Not into the talking dogs right now. Let's do a cool superhero book. And so we sat down and the two of us tried to come up with what we think would be the coolest superhero book ever. And so that's what became Invincible. And then because we never did Science Dog, I came up with that bit that like Invincible's a comic book reader, and what comic does he read? That one I'll never do, Science Dog.
At number 2, we've got all new Hawkeye number 3, What Makes a Hero and What Breaks a Hero. Hawkeye and Hawkeye experience both in one gloriously beautiful issue. Jeff Lemire and Ramon Perez bring you the hotly anticipated series of the season. Series writer Jeff Lemire explained Kate's importance in the book. Quote, Hawkeye is more than one person now. Hawkeye is both of them. Alone they don't function. Together they are able to overcome their faults and become something more. Close quote. And when asked if she should change her name, he responded, quote, nope, she's Kate Bishop, he's Clint Barton. Together they are Hawkeye. Close quote. At number 3, we have Secret Wars 2099, number 1 of 5. When everything ends, it's time to go back to the future. Revisit the world of 2099 and see it in a whole new light, as characters who have never been seen before make their first appearances, including the Avengers 2099. Can the ideal of Earth's mightiest heroes survive in a world where mega corporations rule with an iron fist? Series writer Peter David described the setting for the book. Quote, although there's still nominally a government in place, Alchemex is effectively running the country, and at that point in time there's a law that if you're a superhero you have to be employed by Alchemex. Fans are assuming that only the Avengers are in Alchemex's employ, and they're wrong. The 2099 X-Men work for them, pretty much everyone works for them, and the holdouts are treated as if they're villains since they're breaking the law, so it puts the Avengers in a rather unique dynamic. Close quote. At number 4, we have Convergence number 8 of 8. All the heroes of the DC Universe unite to face a crisis of infinite proportions, but when all is done, there can be only one reality. But will even that survive the battle? Series writer Jeff King told CBR-TV about coming on board for this project.
It's been extraordinary. It's been a bucket list thing for me. If I had ever had a dream to write a comic book, this was the opportunity. And I think in part because of my experience in TV, because I've been part of writers' rooms on shows like Stargate SG-1 and Continuum, it gave me a background in taking a huge mythology with a rich universe of characters and ideas and timelines, but also distilling them down into a lens and through a focus of characters so that you could balance the epic and the intimate.
At number 5, we've got Iron Fist, The Living Weapon, number 12. The incredible grand finale to Care Andrews' Kung Fu epic. All of Danny Rand's past and present have led to this, the world-shattering battle for the future. Danny Rand versus the One, with 2 worlds hanging in the balance. No redemption comes without sacrifice. What will become of the Iron Fist? Series writer and artist Care Andrews shared his thoughts on completing this series. Quote, for me, it's a personal milestone because I've never done anything like this. I've never written or drawn anything beyond 6 issues in a row, so I'm a little sad to stop working on the character because I really enjoyed it, but it's also a personal victory to have done that amount of work on one book. Close quote. Rounding out the top 10 at number 6, we've got Nova number 31. The world is under threat, and it's up to Sam Alexander, a.k.a. Nova, and his friends Beta Ray Bill, Doc Green, the Guardians of the Galaxy, and Cosmo to save the planet. You won't believe the end of this issue. Number 7, we have Inferno number 1. Spinning out of the universe-shattering events of Secret Wars comes a new twist on the X-Men classic that's a whole hell of a lot hotter than you remember. 5 years ago, a band of demons rose up out of the fiery depths and turned Manhattan into hell on Earth. The X-Men fought to vanquish the demon horde, and the X-Men failed. Welcome back to the Inferno. On this, the 5th anniversary of Manhattan's fall, Peter Rasputin is leading a small band of mutants back into the Inferno. Colossus doesn't know what they'll find on the other side of those flames, but he knows for certain they're not coming back without his sister. At number 8, we have Infinity Gauntlet number 1. Think your life is hard? Anwin Bakian's family lives in a post-apocalyptic wasteland, scrounging for food and avoiding giant bugs intent on eating them. Mom left years ago to join the Nova Force and never came back, so it's just Anwin, her dad, her sister, and her grandpa against the huge insects. That is, until she finds a mysterious stone that may or may not hold incredible cosmic power. Don't miss this incredible new series by Deadpool writer Jerry Dugan and Edge of Spider-Verse writer-artist Dustin Weaver that will set the cosmic table for the Marvel Universe for years to come. At number 9, we have Secret Wars Journal number 1 of 5. Is Lady Kate of 1602 the nefarious Hawkeye bandit who robs from the rich and gives to the poor? Can an enslaved band of mutants in Egyptia overthrow their overlord Khonshu? Can you afford not to read the coolest, hippest, most continuity important book in all of Secret Wars? Because this is totally that book, but don't tell anyone. It'll be our little Secret Wars Journal. And at number 10, we've got Old Man Logan number 1. Enter the Wastelands, a realm where all heroes have been murdered by all their arch enemies, villains who now rule over the land with an iron fist. In the midst of this dystopian chaos, one man may make a difference. A reluctant warrior who was once the greatest mutant of all, a man known as Old Man Logan. For the best the rest from DC, similar to previous weeks, this week's Convergence tie-ins include 8-page previews of post-Convergence books coming in June. So in addition to each solicit saying, starring heroes from Crisis on Infinite Earths, they also all say, this extra-sized issue includes a sneak peek of what's coming next in the DC Universe. However, I've included the specific preview info for each book, starting with Convergence Action Comics number 2 of 2. Will Superman and Power Girl meet their demise at the hands of Red Sun Wonder Woman? Features a bonus Sinestro story. A traitor lurks within the Sinestro Corps, and it's one of Sinestro's closest confidants. But treachery is only part of a day's work for the leader of the Fear Lanterns, along with saving the last of his race and installing peace in a universe gone lawless. But what other clandestine objective is Sinestro looking to fulfill? Next, we have Convergence Blue Beetle number 2 of 2, a battle you never thought you'd see. Blue Beetle, Captain Atom, and the Question battle an army of Legionnaires. Features a bonus Black Canary story. Dinah's made enemies from the second she stepped onto the scene as frontwoman to Black Canary, and now she's got to fight her way past an enormous black metal adversary to get to the next show. We've also got Convergence Booster Gold number 2 of 2. Booster Gold's Time Masters. Is it possible that the combined might of these heroes can put an end to the Convergence battles? Features a bonus Earth 2 Society story. The heroes of this new Earth battle over a mysterious device that could remake their old world or destroy the new one. Next, we have Convergence Crime Syndicate number 2 of 2. The Crime Syndicate from the past and the heroes from the farthest future of DC 1 million clash on the Convergence battlefields. Features a bonus cyborg story. The ultimate tech hero thought he knew everything about his unique cybernetic body. He was wrong. We've also got Convergence Detective Comics number 2 of 2. Helena Wayne and Dick Grayson attempt to keep Bruce Wayne's memory alive as they come to blows with the powerful Superman Red Sun characters. Features a bonus The Flash story. Barry Allen is being hunted by Professor Zoom and his new team of villains. Next, we have Convergence Infinity Inc. number 2 of 2. Jade, Obsidian, Nuklon, and the rest of the Infinity Inc. team try to prove that they deserve their place among the Earth 2 heroes as they fight the post-apocalyptic Jonah Hex. Features a bonus Batgirl story. As she struggles to evacuate hostages from a video game-inspired death trap, Barbara Gordon shows how her mind is superior to any software. We've also got Convergence Justice Society of America number 2 of 2. The original Justice Society is powered up and ready to fight the Weaponeers of Quard, but with youth and power comes the ultimate cost. Features a bonus Superman Wonder Woman story. A depowered and injured Man of Steel looks to re-energize himself by plunging into the sun. Wonder Woman is there to stop him. Next, we have Convergence Plastic Man and the Freedom Fighters number 2 of 2. The fantastic Plastic Man and the Freedom Fighters take the battle to the Earth ex-Nazis and the robot superheroes from Future's End. Features a bonus Harley Quinn story. It's orientation day for Harley's new team of amazing assistants, the Gang of Harleys, and that means it's time to hand out code names. Readers with severe pun allergies are advised to put this comic book down now before it's too late. We've also got Convergence Shazam number 2 of 2. The shining city of Fawcett takes on the murky, gaslit world of Gotham City as Captain Marvel finds the Victorian-era Batman prepared to take on the mightiest of mortals. At the heart of the battle, a new alliance of villains comes together to destroy the future, and one world will be sent to oblivion. Features a bonus Constantine the Hellblazer story, John Constantine doing what John Constantine does best, playing both sides, conning everyone, and manipulating events in his favor regardless of the price. The price here? Selling out a 20-something fashion designer to die at the hands of flesh-eating demons. Next, we have Convergence World's Finest Comics number 2 of 2. Cartoonist Scribbly Gibbet chronicles the battle of the reformed Seven Soldiers of Victory against the Quart invasion in the most unusual story in all of Convergence. Features a bonus We Are Robin story. A new team of teens coordinates to take down a weapons shipment at the docks and spread the word that there's a new Robin in town. And we've got Effigy number 5. Chandra and Detective Moore investigate the mystery behind a suicidal teen and its association with the chain of white-collar how-to shops as Eddie discovers the connections between a murdered superfan and the ancient burial mound in Effigy Mound, Ohio. From Marvel Comics, we've got Black Widow number 18. Natasha goes head-to-head with Chaos. Will Natasha be able to bring down the unassailable Prophet? Next, we have Inhumans, Attilan Rising number 1. There's a rebellion brewing on Battleworld, and it stretches far and wide into every domain. Medusa, ruler of Attilan, is tasked with uncovering the leader of the uprising and scuttling it with extreme prejudice. When she discovers the leader of this rebellion is Black Bolt, however, things get complicated. We've also got M.O.D.O.K Assassin number 1 of 5. In a world populated by the most fearsome thieves, murderers, and ne'er-do-wells, there is one who is a head above the rest. Enter M.O.D.O.K, the mental organism designed only for killing. Killville's very own Merc with a maw is open for business, but his next job may be biting off more than he can chew. Next, we have S.H.I.E.L.D. number 6. The mysteries bubbling up since issue 1 stand revealed, and S.H.I.E.L.D., battered, broken, and with no backup, has to somehow protect the Earth from the mindless plague. And we've got Uncanny Avengers Ultron Forever number 1. The time-spanning epic comes to a senses-shattering finish. Asgardia's Avengers versus the massed forces of Ultron. Can the Avengers triumph, or will evil retake the throne of Odin? Plus the dark secret of Doctor Doom, and who is Earth's last Avenger? From Dark Horse Comics, we've got Fight Club 2 number 1. Some imaginary friends never go away. 10 years after starting Project Mayhem, he lives a mundane life. A kid, a wife, pills to keep his destiny at bay. But it won't last long. The wife has seen to that. The time has come. From Image Comics, we've got They're Not Like Us number 6. Chapter 6, Complicated Shadows. From Valiant Comics, we've got Divinity number 4 of 4. This is it, the mind-bending, reality-altering reveal of what happened to turn a long-lost Russian cosmonaut into the godlike being known as Divinity. But there are some things even gods can't do, a lesson that Divinity may not learn easily. Can the superpowered heroes of the world contain the rage of a mad god? The earth-shattering conclusion to Matt Kindt and Trevor Hairshine's sci-fi epic will have long-term ramifications for the entire Valiant universe. And we've got Ivor Timewalker number 5, Breaking History Part 1. A little confused by time travel? Don't worry, these guys don't really understand it either. So they're breaking history. New York Times bestselling writer Fred Van Lint and rising star Francis Portela kick off an all-new arc of the series that IO9 calls impressively shocking. Dr. Neela Sethi, the inventor of time travel, is captured by her evil future self because time travel, and tempted to give in to her rage and become the woman who may destroy history. As the big crunch rapidly unmakes the universe around her, Neela faces a choice that may give her her life's dreams at the cost of the very universe itself. But take heart, inhabitants of the very universe itself, because all our hopes lie in the hands of Ivor Timewalker. But even he can't save us alone. What happens when history's most jaded time traveler puts together the best team he can find to save time itself? A combination of his estranged family, like his inebriated immortal brother Armstrong, his interdimensional enemies like history's most retweeted prankster Lulz, and a bloodshot nanite with one heck of an attitude problem are just the start of history's most unexpected saviors. The plot to save history begins here, so don't worry. Well, maybe you should worry a little. Out in trades, we've got Batgirl Volume 5 Deadline trade paperback. It's a hazardous reunion between Batgirl and the former Court of Owl's assassin Strix as they face off against the lethal new threat known as Silver, the man who knows the secret of Gotham City's conspiracy of bats. Collects Batgirl number 27 through 34, Annual number 2, and Batgirl Future's End number 1. And we've got Nightcrawler Volume 2 Reborn trade paperback. Not long ago, Nightcrawler was dead. Now Kurt Wagner struggles to find his place in the land of the living once again. But ever since his best friend Wolverine died, that struggle is much more difficult. Nightcrawler tries to honor Wolverine's legacy by carrying on as a teacher and X-Man, but Bloody Bess has other plans for him, and Nightcrawler finds himself in over his head when the Shadow King attacks. Haunted by lost loved ones, Nightcrawler must try to overcome the darkness in his soul to protect those nearest and dearest to him, and prevent the Shadow King's influence from spreading across the multiverse. But will he take his one-man war too far? Nightcrawlers believe that heaven cast him out because his work on Earth wasn't finished. Now he may just finish it. Collects Nightcrawler number 7 through 12. Okay, so that's just a few of my favorite books out this week. There's still plenty of others available, and I broke out all the Marvel titles this week in their own video, as well as a separate video for all of DC, and even a video with the top independent publishers, and you can find them all at my YouTube channel at he'sgotissues.com. And we'll also have links up on the leagueofnerds.com, our Facebook page, so be sure to like us there too. And of course, you can follow everything I'm reading on Facebook, Pinterest, Tumblr, Twitter, and Instagram. You can find links to everything in the About section at he'sgotissues.com. And a reminder that both He's Got Issues and the League of Nerds are proud members of the Comics Podcast Network. So until next week, I'm John Cooney, and I've got issues.